Hello friends, today I'm here for day 2 of my birthday week recommendations videos. Today is going to be Friends to Lovers, and let's just go ahead and get started. So the first one I have is one that I read quite a while ago. That is Frigid by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This one is about, I believe they were college students who, friends who get snowed in together, and there was a little bit of a suspense element, if I remember correctly, but I really liked this one. Another one that I really liked was Before Jamaica Lane by Samantha Young. This is in her On Dublin Street series. This one is about Olivia and Nate, and it's a little bit outdated in the fact that Olivia is supposed to be like this good virginal girl, and she goes to Nate for help making herself seem sexier. They are friends, and he's a bit of a playboy, but they do come together through that was an education in seduction. So it's a bit outdated. I'm not sure how well it stood up, but if you're looking for that certain element, I do highly recommend this one. A bit of a slow burn one that I have is Rhythm Chord and Malik by Mariana Zapata. There are quite a few Mariana Zapatas that I consider friends to lovers, but this one's probably my favorite. This one is about a girl whose brother is a rock star, and she goes on tour with his band, has to be their like merch girl, and she forms a friendship with the lead singer, and that eventually turns into a relationship. Like I said, this one is a slow burn, so if you're looking for that, this one is the one that you need to pick up. A new adult one that I highly recommend, I'm sure everybody's heard of by now, The Deal by Elle Kennedy, book 1 in her off-campus. This one's kind of the same, where they make a deal, where they're friends, they make a deal. He will like teach her how to date, how to be around guys, and she will help. I think he needed help with his GPA. Because he's a hockey player, so he has to maintain a certain level, and she's a really smart girl. In one of his classes, they become friends. They make that deal, and then they become friends. So if you're looking for a new adult version of Friends to Lovers, definitely check this one out. A fantasy version of Friends to Lovers is Radiance by Grace Draven. I read this one at the end of last year and loved it. I need to continue on with this series. I don't think it's this couple, because this couple did have a like happy for now ending at least. So, but this one is, like I said, it's a fantasy romance. I think they're technically two different like species. I don't know if that's exactly what happened, but basically they're very like I'm gonna go with species because I don't know what other word to use, but they're very like antagonistic towards each other. Like they don't find the other attractive, they don't find the customs, like they're very opposite. But in order to like form a treaty, these two main characters get married, and they do form a friendship, kind of learning to appreciate the other's quirks and customs and things that they don't necessarily understand. Another one that is one of my favorites of all times, Behind the Bars by Brittany C. Cherry. This one is a YA 2 adult romance. They meet and become friends when they are in high school. They're dealing with a bully situation, and they bond over their love of music. She wants to be a jazz singer, and I think he played the saxophone. He played some type of instrument, I forget which one. But something happened and they are torn apart from each other. So they reunite when they are adults, and kind of like obviously a lot has happened between when you're in high school and when you're an adult, and it's them learning about each other again, and I love it. It's a good balance of both, and I highly recommend it. And finally, the last Friends to Lovers that I want to recommend is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. This is another one where it goes from teenage years to adulthood. They meet when they are teenagers. She moves in next, or her and her dad buy the house next door to his as like their summer home, and they become friends over books, and then they're torn. They do sort of form. They do date a little bit when they're in high school, but they are torn apart and come back together. I think it was like 10 years later, as adults, and have to figure out what happened to, like, what happened in their past and that kind of thing. Again, if you're looking, like, both of these last two, I would recommend if you're looking for something a bit more emotional, a bit, if you want to have the feels, I would recommend one of these last two. Those are some of my favorite friends to lovers. Let me know what yours are down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow with enemies to lovers. Bye.